right?
Fools listen.
No.
Listen to Persuasive Speech.
What do you mean starting? You can edit it.
I can edit whenever I want. I can go whenever I want.
Alright, go. Godiva, go lay down.
Come here, Godiva.
Our public schools are not used for 4 months out of the year during, the summer breaks, the vacations and all. And so according to an MSNBC news article, 10 years ago, about 1.5 million public school children went to class on the YRE schedule. 6 years ago, that number increased to 2 million. In 2008, nearly 2.5 million, and this year, 5 million. So, by this, at least 5 million kids, 10% of the population, is going into this YRE program. So you're wondering, what's YRE? And so it's year-round education.
Nice.
And so year-round education is not a big thing in America, but it's starting to get some growing. And so,
Traction, maybe.
According to CNN, American 15-year-olds are the 14th in reading, 17th in science, and 25th in math out of a 34-nation study. And so you can tell that America is not up to the top standards to what they should be. And competing against the world nations is not something that we're put up to the test yet. With an 180 school day a year, America has one of the shortest school years of the countries around the world. We lag behind a country like South Korea, who has 220 days, and Finland, who ranks first in math and first in science, who only has 190 days. And so, competing against other nations, when we're competing against other nations, this graph will show you that U.S. is not very good. They're ranked 17th. And you see countries like South Korea, Finland, Canada, New Zealand, countries that you wouldn't think that would be that you wouldn't be that high ranked up. And so another graph is going to show you what the year-round education plan is going to be. It's going to be all year round. These blue sections are what the school sessions are, and the red and yellow sections are what, the intermittent breaks during the time. And so an article for the Organization of Economic and Cooperation and Development states that by boosting our scores for reading, math, and science by 25 points over the next 20 years, the United States will gain $41 trillion over the lifetime of the generation born in 2010. So, that'll help out our deficit that we're worried about. And according to the same organization, we spend at least $30,000 on a student every time they go through school. And the best American can give us is just average. That's all we're giving them is average with these scores, spending $30,000 on it. And so, with all these breaks, resorts may be losing money because, they're not having the full summer session as they are. But, families might not vacation there. But the overall national impact with the $41 trillion will actually help the nation and, might help these resorts that are looking for that money. A large self-impact would be that the kids, able to pursue a degree that they've always liked because they're actually having the resources brought to them, and they're also having all these, programs throughout the year. They're not forgetting anything, when they're over summer break. And so each summer, students take their break for around 2 months, or 2.5 months. And according to Harris Cooper, a summer learning expert at Duke University, he used some data to figure out that American students lose over a month of math during that time, and low-income students lose at least 3 months of reading comprehension over that summer break. And so, in conclusion, he said that's why Finnish students, 15-year-olds, are at least 1 or 2 years ahead of our students in math and science. And that's the reason why, kids have summers off, because they were the reason that kids had summers off back in the day is because they were helping families during the growing season. And so with now, everyone's living in the urban and rural areas, and they're not having the growing seasons. And so, what do your kids do around the summer? Are they going to school? Are they, watching TV, playing video games? Yes. It should be more focused on education, because during that time they're going to forget all that stuff. And so when they come back to school for the first month, what do? They review what they went over the past time, and so they're forgetting everything. And so when I was back in my school days, back in middle school, I know I was playing video games and I was playing, watching TV all day. And so now when I'm in college, I'm actually taking summer classes, so I'm able to get the complete flow of the education system. And even, yes, our current president, Barack Obama, said that when he was a senator, that American kids should learn at least 2 languages, a second language. And so getting much criticism back from the American public about learning another language, the American population thought that being bilingual and being more educated was un-American. And so the most un-American thing is really just to think outside the box and not expand is to refuse to think outside the box and expand our knowledge. And so, I mean, my opinion on school year round, yes, I believe we should have school year round, but with all these breaks in between, it probably wouldn't even seem that like it's year round, because you have all these little breaks in between that break up all these big sections of school. And like summer vacation, it's as big chunk as one of these sessions, or winter holiday vacation. And the YRE is a growing thing in America, and it'll just keep growing, and it'll increase our students' knowledge, and hopefully we'll get up to number 1.
I know you meant Christmas holidays.
I think we should learn another language so we can be part of the world community.
I think we need to learn Chinese because they're going to take us over anyway.
I think they should all learn
I think you should have
English.
Hey, I was
said
like this,
they-
darn, is that okay?
Christmas holidays
They should
instead
learn
of
English,
winter
or we should
holidays.
just blow them off if they can hear it. How about that?
Well,